We didn't see you there. Hi.
Hi, my name is Kira.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Katie.
And we are one of the challenge-based learning groups from Mr. Brumwell's Geography 12 class at Kitsilano Secondary School.
The challenge-based learning curriculum required us to make a blog that recorded what we were doing. Here are some pictures of our presentation and the destruction in Christchurch. This is our interview with Brendan Winter, who is a survivor of the Christchurch earthquake. And here are some pie charts. These charts show the results of the multiple choice questions on our pre-presentation and post-presentation surveys. We split these results by grade so we could better analyze how the different ages reacted to the presentation, because there was also open-ended responses.
Here you can see our solution implementation plan. So the steps we took to make our solution possible. You can also see our interviews with Ecom and Mr. Permain. We've condensed them into point form of all the important information we received. Then here are some photos of recent earthquake zones as well as subduction zones and fault lines in BC. Then there's some more information we found online. And up next you will see our individual pages. It's Kira's page, Katie's page, and Emily's page, where we each post our individual reflections of each week, as well as our guiding questions.
Our essential question for the challenge-based learning project was, how can we better equip ourselves for a natural disaster? So our challenge was to improve our preparation for a natural disaster.
This challenge is important to us because Vancouver is at a high risk of earthquakes due to its proximity to the fault lines.
Based on the information we've accumulated over the past 4 months, we've come to realize how unprepared the average member of the public is for a natural disaster in Vancouver.
We found information about fault lines that put Vancouver at risk.
There are 2 plates around us that put us at risk, the Juan de Fuca plate and the Pacific plate. In this photo, you can see the Juan de Fuca plate is pushing against the Cascadia subduction zone and the 2 transformed faults on either side of it. These plates are in a subduction zone off the coast of Vancouver Island, which could cause a major earthquake in our city.
Most subduction zones have a shallower epicenter and can cause an earthquake that is able to reach a 9 on the Richter scale, and they often cause more damage. However, Vancouver is also at risk due to its proximity to a transformed fault, which could also cause a major earthquake with lots of damage.
To find out more about how the city is preparing for earthquakes, we set up a meeting with Ecom, the city's natural disaster planners. They went over how they are preparing for earthquakes and what they are doing to make the city safer and more prepared. We also talked about how they don't think that the city is very aware of a natural disaster and that the public is not prepared. We also set up meetings with Mr. Atkinson and Mr. Permain, who are members of the VSB.
After collecting all this information, we decided on having a professional come to our school and give a presentation on personal preparedness. Our implementation of this solution was to ask Ecom if they had someone in their group who would like to give a presentation in front of a few of our high school classes. We emailed them and got Jackie to come in and give a NEP presentation, NEPP, to 5 classes at our school.
We went around to different teachers whose subjects related to our project and talked to them about what we were doing. We received lots of interest, but due to bad timing, only 5 classes were able to attend. For evaluation, we decided to do 2 surveys, one before the presentation and one after. The first survey allowed us to evaluate their current knowledge on earthquake and personal preparedness. The second survey let us know how much they had learned from the presentation and if it had made them take action on increasing their preparedness.
We believe that our solution was successful based on the results we received from our post-presentation survey. These results showed that many of the students felt more prepared than they did before the presentation, and that quite a few of the students were encouraged to discuss personal preparedness matters with their families.
On our survey, we asked an open-ended question, which was, Which part of the presentation impacted you the most? Their answers to this question showed us that many of the students were psychologically impacted by fear. We determined this by reviewing their answers, which consisted mainly of the parts of the presentation that talked about destruction and consequences.
Other responses showed us that the students remembered the pictures shown of destruction after an earthquake. From this information, we concluded that our solution can be improved by tailoring it to a younger age group, as well as including more pictures and videos of destruction in other cities. In our opinion, this has the most impact because it makes people realize what can happen to their city and that an earthquake is a possibility and it can happen anywhere at any time.
These are some photos of the destruction after the Christchurch earthquake in 2011.
And thanks for watching.